So you chose to leave your waterfall run in the winter. Great choice, right? Because you get to enjoy more of it, and that's why you made such a great investment. So you can enjoy it throughout the year. But here's another thing to think about. One, if you don't net your waterfall or your pond, think about leaves, what happens to them. These leaves are going to fall in here and they can start to build up around the edges. You want to make sure to clean those off. Also, in your pondless waterfalls and your fountains, clean your leaves out of the area so the water can get back into the basin and continue to recirculate. If this area fills with leaves, the water is going to go over top of the leaves and go over top of the liner and end up, you're going to lose water, and then you're going to have a leak. So it's important to kind of check on it every now and then and clean that debris out of it. One thing to consider is where your waterfall is, ice is going to start to form on the edges first, okay? On both sides. It looks gorgeous, and ice starts to form up, and the water continues to splash, and more ice just piles up. Eventually it gets super cold, this whole thing can completely cover up. When that happens, you could potentially have an ice dam, and an ice dam is where ice forms all the way across this and starts to build up the water behind it, and that water then can go over top of your liner and cause a leak. It's not the end of the world, but I'm telling you this just so you can kind of keep an eye on it. You want to maybe sometimes break up that ice so the water continues to flow back down in the basin, or make sure you're putting more water in your water feature so you don't run your pump dry. And sometimes what I do, because I know you like to turn your hose off in the wintertime so it doesn't freeze up and crack, I'll take a good clean 5-gallon bucket, I fill it up in my sink. On a pondless waterfall or fountain, I'll take that bucket and I'll pour in there warm water, and I'll pour the warm water right into the system. It warms the ice up, melts it, and it gets your system running real good again. So that's a little trick. The 5-gallon bucket trick is what I like when you don't have a garden hose hooked up all winter. So be cautious of the ice dams. They start to build water behind the waterfall and over top of the liner on either side. So just to keep, if you hear your pump sucking air and making a loud noise, make sure you're getting water back into that thing, okay? Now on a pondless waterfall, leave it run as long as you can. If you choose to shut it down, you want to make sure you disconnect your check valve, disconnect the pump, pull your pump, put it in the bucket, and put it in a room temperature place. I like to put it down in the basement, and I like to keep it in the bucket of water, just so it keeps those seals kind of lubricated. Pondless waterfalls are real easy to take care of in the winter. You can just shut it, pull the pump. That's it. Or you can let it run in and do the 5-gallon bucket method. Either way, enjoy your water feature. Boom.